Well, hello there. It's Saturday night and I've decided to come to you live. I've not done a live video or a proper live video on this channel before. This is a first and I'm just giving it a crack. I don't know how I'll go, but anyway, I just wanted to let you all know that I am still making videos. I've had a few people, Ethan Maz first. Good on you, Ethan. I am still planning on making some fishing videos. I am just desperately waiting for the 2017 Victorian trout season to open on Saturday the 2nd of September so that I can get out there, get into the action, make some videos and enjoy myself. And I tell you what folks, I think I am waiting for the trout season to open more than I've ever waited before. It just seems like since forever since I went fishing last. But anyway, I thought I would go live tonight. Wow, I can't believe how many comments are popping up on the screen. Woo, you guys make me feel so awesome. I've decided I'll go live and I'll answer some fishing questions. If anybody's got any questions, now is the time to answer them, to ask them. Now, I can only answer one at a time, so if I get two in a row, you might get missed out. I can't answer everybody's. But if you've got a fishing question that you'd like to ask, leave it in the comments now, and if all goes to plan, they should pop up down here in the bottom of my screen. Rightio, I've got, hey Robbie, I got to get out more. So do I, mate. Hi Robbie, I'm moving to Geelong. What good fish are there to catch in freshwater like exotics and chichlets? Hi McGracoil. I'm really sorry, mate, but I don't know much about the Geelong area. I've only ever been to Geelong once in my life, so I'm really sorry. Max Peterson, what is the best bait for trout this time of the year? This time of the year, mate, lures, because there's not a lot of food around. Worms are good, particularly with the rain that we've had. Worms are good, and when the season opens, it should be great for worms. This is a good one. Connor Lockie, what is the biggest cod you have ever caught? Connor, my biggest is 98 centimetres, and I caught it right here in Wangaratta, about 1.5 kilometres from my back door. It's not the biggest fish in the river, but to get it so close to home is a really big achievement for me. I caught it on Christmas Day in 2008, I think it was. 98 centimetres on a #1 stump jumper. Rightio, what else have we got here? Ever fished down in Wodonga? G'day. Oh, there was a good one that just went past. Have I ever fished in Wodonga? Not in the family-friendly waterways. I've fished in Lake Hume a few times. My biggest ever yellow belly was caught in Lake Hume. I've caught a few redfin, or a million redfin, all about 4 inches long in Lake Hume, but I've never fished much in Wodonga itself. Now, if I don't answer your question, please just understand, I can only see 3 messages at a time, so each third message I get knocks you off the screen. Hey there, Robbie. The big redfin perch are on fire this season. Mate just caught a 46 centimetre today. Wow, I tell you what, I have seen some photos of some huge big redfin caught lately, particularly down in southern Victoria, and they've been fantastic. There hasn't been a lot caught in my area that I'm aware of. I think now is a great time of year to go out and catch some big redfin. If I was a bit more motivated, I'd go up to Lake Buffalo and fish some deep water and try and catch them. But this time of year is like the off-season for me. Cricketers don't play cricket all year and footballers don't play football all year. I don't fish all year. July and August I usually lay pretty low so that I'm just amped, ready to go. But there certainly has been some really big redfin caught lately, but not by me, unfortunately. Hey Robbie, do you remember me? Jet. Jet! I remember Jet. I met you down at Merriwell Park. Jet! Jet! There's a song called Jet. It was sang by Paul McCartney with his band Wings. Hey Robbie, it's me, Max. The kid who... Oh, it's gone. Didn't get to see that one. I'm a legend. Thanks, mate. Sup, Jet? Hey Robbie, I'm just getting into freshwater fishing. Where's the best fishing around the northeast? Great question, Patrick Northey. Where is the best fishing around northeast Victoria? We have got so many fantastic spaces or places to go fishing around northeast Victoria. The Ovens River is a fantastic fishery. It's full of Murray cod. Not a lot of big fish, but there are still some nice fish in there. This time of the year, the best fishing is probably at Stanley Dam. The Merriwell Park Lake's been fishing really well. I believe there's still quite a few trout in Foster's Lake at Glenrowan. The family-friendly waterways are the best spots at the moment. Lake William Hovell is a great winter fishery, and so is Lake Dartmouth. But the question was quite general. Where's the best spots in northeast Victoria to fish? This is my rundown. If you're after Murray cod, the Ovens River, that's probably got more head of cod there than all the other rivers in the area, but as a result, the average size is smaller. The Broken River has got a few nice cod. It's also got some yellow belly. It gets stocked annually with yellow belly. So if you want to catch a yellow belly in the springtime, avoid the ovens and head to the Broken River. For trout, probably the Midder River's been fishing the best in recent years. The Kiwa's worth a try. The ovens upstream of Bright is a fantastic waterway to try as well. There's quite a good number of trout in there also. Have you used cheese to fish with before for natives? Chris Brayley. G'day, Chris. I certainly have used cheese, mate, and it is dynamite. I like the mozzarella cheese because it's a little bit more rubbery and it stays on the hook better. Some people, particularly on the internet, will tell you that you shouldn't use cheese because it kills the fish. Apparently the cod eat the cheese, they can't digest it, and they die. I don't believe that that is true. If that were true, with the number of people using cheese for bait these days, if that was true, that cheese is really bad for the Murray cod, there would be dead fish floating everywhere, and they're simply not. I have caught Murray cod that have regurgitated ducks and yabbies and little carp. If they don't want something in their mouth, they are more than adequate to just push that right out, and that includes cheese. If they've got something that's not going down properly, they can just push it out, and they're happy to swallow the cheese. They digest hooks, don't they? Don't the hooks rust out? What about mussels? I actually have gutted Murray cod. I don't keep very many, but over the years I've kept a few, and I gutted one once with 4 or 5 mussels in its stomach. If it can digest a mussel in its shell, surely it can digest a bit of mozzarella cheese. So yeah, I have used cheese for bait. It's a great bait. You get a lot of smaller fish with cheese, and if you're taking someone fishing for the first time, it's a great way to introduce people to fishing. Hey mate, does cod fishing go during August? Den Rule 01. G'day mate. G'day Den Rule 01. Cod fishing is not great in August. You can look at Facebook and YouTube and social media and magazines and see photos of people with really big Murray cod that they've caught in August, and it portrays this image that August is the best time of the year to catch cod. That's not true. Those guys are experts. They are very, very good at what they do. They spend a lot of time on the water. They're the ones that are willing to be out there in sub-zero temperatures, casting lures, literally freezing their asses off and putting in long days between fish, and they deserve the fish that they catch. The bigger ones do get caught in August, but it's not the best time of year. The average fisherman walking down to the bank and wetting the line may not catch a fish in August. The best time of year to catch a Murray cod is December by a mile, the first month that the season opens. Sean Honshootin, hey brother. G'day Sean, it's great to hear from you Sean. I hope you're well mate. You've moved to Perth and I really miss you here in Wangaratta, and hopefully one day we can catch up again. What kind of cheese do you use? Homebrew. Homebrew cheese, never heard of that. No mate, I like mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella cheese sticks on the hook better. You put tasty cheese on, if you cast it out too hard, the cheese breaks. If you've got a knot in your line when you go to cast out, it gets a bit of a yank, the cheese will fall off. You're a great role model and a great fisherman. What is the best lure for cod? G'day Kyle, thank you very much for your kind words. I will take that compliment. You're a great role model and I will wear it fair on my chest because that's what I pride myself on. The great fisherman part, well, I'm not going to take that one because I think I go okay, but there's lots of better fishermen out there than me. I would rather be remembered, if I died tomorrow, I'd rather be remembered as a great role model than be remembered as a great fisherman. I'll give you the tip. A great lure for Murray cod, well mate, that all depends where you're fishing, what the average size of the fish are. Are you targeting big fish, are you targeting small fish just so that you can catch something? A great all-rounder is a #1 stump jumper. I love the #1 stump jumper in bright green colours. They're a great all-rounder for Murray cod. And the Bassman DT spinnerbaits are one of my favourite. You can use them with a line clip because the arms sort of cross over and create a little bit of a loop. So you can use a line clip. That's why I like them, because I don't have to tie knots. No, but they are a great Bassman DT spinnerbaits. You know, greeny colour is my favourite, or a white and orange. Or a #1 stump jumper. My favourite colour is bright green. They are great starting points for cod. If you just want to get a number on the board or get a fish on the bank, maybe a #2 stump jumper might just get a few smaller ones and just help you catch a fish. Hey Robbie, any tips for Tasmanian fishing in the Corryong area? Really want to catch a cod. Not sure if the fish are that far up. Thank you, you're a legend. Oh, thank you for the comment, mate. Corryong area. I don't know too much about that. I know there is Murray cod up there in the Cudgua Creek because they have a competition up there every year called the Cudgua Classic, and I'll probably get a few knives in the back for telling you, but anyway, haters gonna hate. Isn't that what they say? Potatoes gonna potate. Cadgua Creek has a few cod. I know there are Murray cod far up in the Murray River. How far exactly, I'm not sure because I don't get up there a lot. But I do believe there are cod in the bottom of Corryong Creek and also in the Cadgua Creek if you want to catch a cod in the Corryong area. I hope that answers that question. Wow, 10 minutes of just sitting here talking. What else have I got? Hey, Robbie, what is your spinning setup for reddies? G'day, Zach Allerton. I mainly use my wild bait stick fishing rod. I love my wild bait stick. It's a fantastic rod. I've got a Shimano Stratic, CI4 Stratic, which I love. I've got the 2500 size, and I've got it spooled up with 4 pound Maxima Ultra Green monofilament line because first of all, the Shimano Stratic, the 2500 is the size that I've got. That's a lot bigger than the 1000. The 1000 is a very good little reel, but I just think that the slightly bigger spool on the 2500 holds a bit more line and enables further casting. That's just my theory. And the wild bait stick you can get from wildbait.com.au, and that's just a great rod for casting in lakes and streams. It's a great all-rounder. The Shimano Stratic, the wild bait stick and the 4 pound Maxima Ultra Green, can't go wrong, mate. Hey Robbie, you are my favourite YouTuber. Oh, thank you very much, but unfortunately that comment has disappeared. Here it is, Jet Smith. Jet, thank you, Jet. Max Peterson, I am passing through Wangaratta on Tuesday. Is there any good fishing spots? I can't say who wrote that because it's gone, so I'm sorry. But Wangaratta at the moment, not really, mate. You can fish in the Ovens River, you're allowed to. The season's open on Murray cod, and you can fish there all year round if you're targeting carp and other fish species during spring. But at the moment, it's really, really quiet. And with all the rain that we've had this week, particularly up in the mountains, there is a lot of water coming down the river at the moment. It's high, it's cold, it's off colour. By all means, there's fishing spots, but are they good fishing spots? Not really. There'll be better fishing spots in December, or even if you want to chase a carp or maybe a yellow belly. There was some stocked into the Ovens River this year. When the weather warms up, it'll be a better spot. When is prime time for Murray cod? G'day, Cody Green. Murray cod, the best time of the year to catch them, in my opinion, is December. They are off limits in September, October and November for the spawning season. And when December comes, the water's still well oxygenated. The fish are just coming off their spawn. And December is without a doubt my favourite month of the year to target Murray cod. January and February, when the water gets really hot, if it gets low and warm, they can become a little bit sluggish. March can go okay. April gets quite hit and miss, and May they've slowed down again. December is my favourite time of year to catch Murray cod. Guys, which do you like, Japan or South Korea? Oh, never really put much thought into it. They all seem like nice people to me. Are you going to do a road trip, Robbie? I spend a lot of time on the road. Anthony Dobrin, when is the prime time for redfin and trout? It's funny you should say that, Anthony, about the redfin, because I find the redfin are the hardest fish species in the water to predict. For example, one of my favourite lakes, Lake Kerford up near Stanley, fishes really well for redfin in November, December. Whereas Lake William Hovell up on the King River fishes really poorly for redfin that time of year, or it's slow. It's building and they're starting to get active, but it's slow. Then in about March or April, Lake Kerford, they slow right down and you don't catch any. But that's when they go nuts up at Lake William Hovell. So like, why is that lake up there work 2 or 3 months slower than that one up there? I can't work that out. The redfin seem to vary so much from waterway to waterway. As for the trout, winter is the best time to catch them in lakes. Right now is lake time, lake season if you want to chase trout in lakes. And as for the redfin, I like, yeah, as I said, it varies so much from waterway to waterway. It depends where you're fishing. On the whole, I think summer, when the water's warmer, is the best time to at least catch numbers of small redfin anyway. Redfin are a hard fish to predict, and there's something that I don't think I'll ever be able to nut out. Oh, we've got a few more here. What is the capital of South Korea? Is it Seoul? Is it Seoul? I don't know. What else have we got here? Brad Howe. Hey, mate. Want to catch up for a fish in December? Brad, I would love to. If you live in Wangaratta or you're in Wangaratta, I'll do my best. But please understand that I get quite a few people asking me to catch up and go fishing, and I really wish that I could go fishing with everybody that wants to come fishing with me, because it's quite flattering that so many people want to come fishing with me. The problem is I do have to work for a living. I need to buy all this fancy camera gear for starters. I do need to work. I've got a family to support and I need to work for a living, so I don't have a huge amount of time. There's certainly not enough time to squeeze everybody in. But some people, you know, if they happen to be around when I'm going out, I will catch up, but it's not something I can ever guarantee. So yeah. Famous last child. Have you ever gone deep sea fishing? What do you think about it compared to fresh water? Famous last child. G'day, mate. I've not been deep sea fishing. I have been saltwater fishing. It's great fun. I think what I like about it is the unknown. I don't know what I'm going to catch. And then when I catch it, I still don't know what it is that I've caught. Years ago, I went fishing with the Bruck Fishing Club here in Wangaratta. Bruck's is a textile factory. We went down to Port Phillip Bay, and I caught this fish called a bay trout. I had no idea what it was. And the blokes that were on the boat were pretty drunk. I was only a teenager. Don't touch it, Robbie, they said. It's poisonous. So I held it out over the edge of the boat. I got my knife and I cut the line and it fell back in the ocean and they all laughed their heads off because I didn't have a damn clue what it was. But I do enjoy saltwater fishing. I just don't do it very often because I live so far from the coast or from the beach. Hi, Robbie. What is the best place to catch trout cod? Definitely the Ovens River. CS Skates. The Ovens River, without a doubt. For some reason, we've got the Ovens and the King River in Wangaratta. For some reason, there's not as many trout cod caught in the King as what there is in the Ovens. The Ovens River around Wangaratta itself is a great spot to go if you want to try and catch a trout cod. George Coles. What sort of lure and colours do you recommend for trout opening 2017? Great question, George, and thank you for asking. I don't know how I'm going to answer it, but thanks for asking. Seriously, it's hard to say because I don't know how much rain we're going to get. And this is a hurdle I come up against a lot when I'm writing for fishing magazines, and I've got to sort of forecast a month in advance. If you've had a lot of rain and the water's really high and dirty, I would go something really bright, maybe put a bit of lure scent on it, something with a rattle, just something bright. Last year, when the water was high, I was using a little Zerek minnow, and it was fluorescent yellow, and it served me quite well in the dirty water. But if we don't get much rain and the water's low and clear, maybe just a brown trout pattern minnow or something. Early in the season, I love metallic bladed spinners, Celtas, Super Vibraxes. On the whole, they're normally pretty good. Unless the water's really dirty, then you've got to do what I said and try something really brightly coloured. But try a metallic bladed spinner like a Super Vibrax in silver, copper or gold colour, or a Celta. Oh, Robbie, when is the best time to... Ever caught any Aussie bass? I certainly have. My mate Lindsay Niles and I, we went fishing over in the Snowy River once a few years back and I caught 4. They weren't big. The biggest was around about 30 centimetres long, I suppose. But I had a great time and I really enjoyed it. Personally, I was a bit disappointed. I thought they were a little bit overrated because it was just cast into the open and retrieve the lure and hope to catch a bass. It's not like Murray cod where you've got to read out the structure a lot more and know more about it. It was a bit like redfin fishing where you just cast out and reel in. In saying that, it was the only time I'd ever been, so I haven't had a lot of experience. But what did happen, I was only using 4-pound line and I had a little medium-sized, fat, chubby little minnow on, and I was reeling it in and right under my feet something went bang and grabbed the minnow and went meow and snapped the line. So maybe the bigger ones fight a lot better than the smaller ones, I'm not sure. But I have been bass fishing and just like the saltwater fishing, I really enjoyed it because it was something different. John Croxford. What do you think the ready season is going to be like this summer? Very hard to say, John. It's so hard to say. I have seen redfin go from just being prolific, thick in numbers, good in size, to just being dead, not being there anymore. I've seen redfin just come from nowhere, and creeks that seem to have no fish have heaps of redfin. That often happens after a flood when farmers' dams and stuff get flooded in. But I've also seen it go the other way where it's gone from bust to boom and boom to bust. So it's really hard to say. I think there will certainly be good redfin fishing around, but where it's going to be, I don't know. Last summer it was at Lake Buffalo. Hopefully Lake Buffalo fishes well again this year. May not see a fish up there. Perhaps this year it might be Lake William Hovell's turn. I really don't know. I do think we will have some good redfin fishing, but it might just be a matter of having to sort of suss out the environment and work out the streams that you think the redfin might be in. Redfin are a hard fish to predict. Can you see the trout over my shoulder up there? Look at that. That is a 62 centimetre brown trout. It was about 5 pound. I caught that in August 1994 after we had a big flood in October 1993. Now, you might think August is the closed trout season. Well, back in 1994, we didn't have a closed trout season. We didn't have a minimum size limit. It was open slather, and it was the worst thing that ever happened for trout. But that trout that you can see behind me, above my reptile enclosure, was caught in August 1994. And I tell you what, it was stuffed by Trevor Willis in Mount Beauty, and it looks great. Valby, hey Robbie, I don't usually fish, but do you have basic tips for lure fishing? I get a few of these type questions. They're very open-ended. Lure fishing for what species, and I don't know. Basic tips for lure fishing, mate. I'm sorry I can't be more specific unless the question is a bit more specific. If you're lure fishing for Murray cod, try a #1 stump jumper or a Bassman DT spinnerbait. If you're lure fishing for redfin, try a small soft plastic. My favourite is the Whitebait Pearl 2-inch curl tail grubbed by Striped Tiger, or a bladed spinner like a Super Vibrax. That's basic, and unfortunately if you want a more specific answer, you're going to have to put a bit more detail into the question, but I hope I've helped you out with the answer that I did give. Martin Cox, I have a blue-tongue lizard as well. G'day Martin, that is Satan's enclosure. You may or may not have seen my video, Yabbies for Satan, my pet blue-tongue lizard. That video went viral and it's had 1.1 million views. That's where he lives. That's the celebrity lizard's house, just back there over my shoulder. Aren't they fantastic pets, aren't they, Martin? Max Peterson, can you do giveaways? Well, I haven't really got anything to give away. I don't own a tackle company. I don't sell tackle. I'm a fishing journalist. My whole role is to make videos and write for magazines. I don't distribute tackle or make money from selling fishing gear. If I had stuff, I would do giveaways, but I don't really have anything to give away. It's not my thing. I actually get this question quite a bit because people ask me if I can sponsor them. But it's like, I'm real sorry, mate, but I've got nothing to sponsor you with. I suppose if I'd done a giveaway, I could give away a fishing trip or something like that. And that's actually not a bad idea. So thank you very much for suggesting that. I might do some kind of giveaway later in the year. I'll get people to share my YouTube channel and I'll give away a couple of fishing trips. How does that sound? Does that sound all right? Awesome. Come on, Robbie, surely you've got a rusty old spoon lure. Sure, I sure have. Max Facondo. For Father's Day this year, my lovely wife said, oh, it's gone. Oh, sorry, mate. I can only see a real short little messages here. I apologise. That message disappeared. Max, oh, that's the same one. Sorry, Max Facondo. Can you ask that question again, please? I'm really sorry, mate. Something about $300 for Father's Day. If it's the question I think it was and you're getting $300 gift voucher or $300 for Father's Day, you'll get a Shimano CI4 Stratic for $300. I'm sorry I couldn't read the question properly, mate. I'm actually filming with my mobile phone here, and I've got to tell you, if this room gets suddenly dark, I've got to turn off because that's my light box. Bailey Betts, hey Robbie, what colours are the cod taking at the moment in the Murray? I really don't know, Bailey, to be honest. I haven't seen a lot of cod caught in the last few weeks. There was some getting caught on surface poppers a while back, which can be any sort of colour. Hey Rob, can you please answer is what fish you have caught in Barwidgee Creek? Really curious to see. G'day James, it's great to hear from you. Barwidgee Creek is riddled with carp, unfortunately. It used to be a brilliant trout stream when I was a kid, but these days they've removed all the willows along the edges of the creek, which allows the sun to come in, and as a result the water gets really high, evaporation rates are higher, and the carp have just taken over. I suspect there'll be blackfish in there, which you might find after dark, and I know there are a few trout in there at certain times of the year, but it's by no means is it a great stream like it was back in the 1980s when I was your age. It was one of the best, and the willow removal is a bit of a contentious issue. Regan Gardner, best $200 or $300 bait caster rod. Regan or Reagan, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it, sorry. I would get if you've got a bit of a budget like that, look at the Shimano Raider rods. I often suggest these to people when they ask me for advice on fishing rods, good value for money fishing rods. The Shimano Raider rods are a very good value for money rod. I don't think they're that expensive. I think you'll have change from $200 or $300 if you look at a Shimano Raider. And I do have to say, folks, I get a lot of questions from people asking me about different sorts of fishing rods. What's a good rod for this amount of money, or what's a good reel for that amount? I don't want to sound rude, but I really don't know because I don't work in a tackle shop. Years ago, I used to work in an adventure camping at BCF in Wodonga, but that was for 5 or 6 years back now, and that was only for a short period of time before my hours were altered under a budget restructure. I do go into adventure camping and fishing a lot. I look at some lures. Give a quick look at the rods, but I don't handle a lot of rods. I don't pick up a lot of rods and reels and play with them and look at the price tags. I use what I've got and I like what I've got. If I want to get something new, if I needed a new trout rod now, I might go down and look at all the rods and have a bit of a play, get to know a few. I'd choose one based on what I like in my hand, and that's the one I'd be able to recommend. I don't actually know a lot of the other different tackle that's on the market, so I do apologise sometimes for you folks that ask me about specific tackle if I don't know. Would you pay for a fish or travel to catch them? Would I pay for a fish? Hell no. Well, I would from the what's that? The Cribbers Road takeaway or the Will Street takeaway. I pay for fish. I pay for a fish from the fish and chip shop. Do you mean would I pay to go fishing with someone? Depends what it was after. I'm a bit of a homebody. Would I travel to fish? Yeah, I would, to a degree. I don't have a lot of instincts that some people have. They want to go to New Zealand and catch the big trout, and they want to go up north and chase the barramundi. I don't sort of strive for those sort of things. I do like to go to different places. I love the New South Wales Riverina, going up on the Billabong Creek and catching heaps of carp. Finley Dam a couple of years ago, I caught a tench, and I enjoy travelling around and going for drives in my own car and just catching fish in different waterways. But as for travelling and hiring guides, I would do it, but it's not something that's high on my to-do list, if you know what I mean. All good, mate. Let's have to do some research. Sorry, Max Fecondo, I think it is. Your messages keep disappearing on my screen. I'm really sorry. I've never caught a Murray cod. I live in Melbourne, willing to drive anywhere in Victoria. I have a 4.2 metre tinny. Where should I go? Max C Fishing. 4.2 metre tinny. Max, I'd be going to Lake Mulwala. Put the boat in at the Hogan's Road boat ramp. Just motor across the deep water, which is the river, and into the timber, and just flick lures around that timber all day, flick spinnerbaits around the timber. In the timber there at the Hogan's Road boat ramp, you're in about 8 or 9 feet of water, 10 feet of water, and you will catch cod doing that. It's suitable for a 4.2 metre tinny, as long as you're happy to run up on a few logs and just give it a bit of a knock around like most people do down there. But that'd be my suggestion. You could try the Goulburn, but I don't really want to advise too much about the Goulburn because I don't know, and I don't like to talk about things I don't know about. I don't know the Goulburn River very well, so I would definitely say, yeah, Lake Mulwala, mate. Lake Mulwala at Hogan's Road boat ramp. Anyway, folks, I better wind this up. 26 minutes I've been jabbering on, and it's time for a drink. Thank you very, very much for watching. I've really enjoyed this experience. I think I need to go live again. Oh, no. Good evening. G'day, Brett. Brett Corker just come up and said good evening, folks. If you don't follow Brett on YouTube, you need to. Look him up, Cod Gobbler 01. Brett is one of my best mates in the whole wide world, and there is nothing I love more than to share a river with Brett Corker, or the Cod Gobbler 01 on YouTube, for a couple of hours at the end of a summer's day. We might have a beer, and we might talk about fishing. We might even talk about boobs. Don't tell the ladies. All right, folks. Thank you very much for watching. There's heaps of messages coming in now. I'll be here all night. I will do another live video in the next coming weeks. I promise I will, because I've had a ball. Thank you all very, very, very much. I've had a great time, and I hope that I've answered some of your questions. And to those that I haven't got to, I really apologise, but stay tuned because I'm going to do this all again.